Hi there. Hi, Lamont. How are you?
Hey, Charbel, how you doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much for taking the time for this. I would love to go over some questions with you and just to kind of get to know a little bit about, about you, your company, our program. And so let's just get down right to it. And that way we could do this very quickly. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and what you guys do.
Yeah, innoviHealth is innovative healthcare type products. Most people in the industry know us for Finaco.com, also for HCCcoder.com, value-based care coding. A lot of insurance companies like that. And MetaBreathe, which is medical abbreviations, a database of all the different abbreviations that are out there. QPro, we're also known for that for qualified professionals, want certifications and be part of a membership organization. We've got lots of other things that we're doing too, but we're most known by those things. We've been at it for a number of years.
Awesome. So what were some of the issues you had before joining our program? And let's talk about the different programs that we put together with you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we as we kind of ended out the year of 2023, we realized at year end we needed to really dial in on our what our plans are, how to leverage AI as we figure out, what we're trying to do. That was kind of a big buzz last year. Where okay, how much do we really leverage AI in our company from the marketing side? We've done so many things for our customers over the years where we build what they're asking for. But we also wanted to take a more proactive approach to the market and get a feel for where it was going and provide product improvements and new products to meet those potential demands. In that exploration, we really and talking with Charbel, we realized, you know what? I'd love to have someone really ask us the right questions and help us understand where we're going and what our plans are. So that's it was kind of the impetus of how it all began with our relationship with your
Awesome.
company.
So with our talks, kind of getting to know us a little bit, why did you choose our program specifically over the other programs that maybe you've been around or you've been thinking about?
Well, number one was I felt you were really passionate about solving business problems that are marketing related for businesses, and I felt that drive, and I wanted to explore some of the different tools that are out there and see what you had to offer as and also what kinds of questions should we even be asking uh, and presenting to our customers.
Okay. Now, was there anything in particular about our program that really helped you? And why was that so effective?
I think probably the biggest thing was the questions that were asked. It was actually a little bit challenging because the questions that were asked of us is we didn't really know the answer. We kind of knew the answer on some of them, but some of them we really didn't have a clue. So it kind of forced us to go down some paths that we hadn't in exploring who is our potential customer? What's the right avatar? What is it that who are they and what are their business problems and how are we going to provide products to solve those problems for them? So it was a good exercise in better understanding who we're really going after, who are our key customers.
That's awesome. I know that when we first started, I remember that very vividly when I came by and met with you guys. We were talking about a certain process that you guys want to because we created that campaign, who your avatar, might be, and what pains they may go through, what challenges, what questions do they ask in certain areas, and then creating the roadmap and the client journey for them, so that way you have a complete path from point A to point B for them. All of a sudden, you realize that it was different parts of your company that you wanted to focus on. So you kind of understood that what you were focusing on the most was not going to be the best, I guess, the top, because you do it so much. You were doing a lot. And
Yeah.
this one here, it got you from one subsidiary, or should I say division, into something else, because now it opened up a much clearer point for you. I mean, was that true? Is this is something that I gathered from you at the time?
Yeah, we started out on going down this avatar route where this is who we're selling to. This is our avatar, uh, and the more we thought about it and did the research on the industry, that yeah, there's actually every business has several avatars that they need to deal
Yeah.
with and go down those paths. But that the most important thing is to go down after the avatar that's most important to grow your company first, and then work on the ancillary ones second, third, and fourth. So that was a great exercise in figuring out what markets we were really going to go after.
That's awesome. So now, as a result of implementing the program, what was the outcome that really got you the most? What was the outcome that you saw happen?
Well, for us, for our company, it really forced not only me outside of my comfort zone, but members of my team trying to figure out, okay, where are we going? What's the right thing to do, and explore how do we message that? What tools do we want to use? So we took a huge step back and looked at the industry, in combination with being in a mastermind group that we were involved with for 2024, made us take a step back and really realize, to do this right, let's take a long-term approach to do things that what works for us culturally. Every business is different, so we figured out what's going to work for us as we look at the next 2 to 3 years.
That's awesome. So now, where do you think you would have been right now if you didn't take those actions and maybe join that program?
I think I would have probably done a lot of the same things that I was doing. I think we could have achieved. Uh, there's an opportunity cost to doing anything, right? You do one thing and you don't do something else. But I think with a excessive focus of on marketing in 2024, and what we want to do there, it really helped us kind of dial in how we're really going to move forward in this upcoming year. But it took some discipline and time, and everyone kind of working on it. And as we went to conventions, learning how to ask the right questions to potential customers to really meet their needs,
That's
and
cool.
getting them to open up about, well, what I really need is X, Y, and Z. And we made product changes to meet what our customers are asking for. And I think it helped us think more about the customer and what they want.
That's cool. So now, how has your life? How do you believe your life has changed since achieving those outcomes?
I feel that we've got a better roadmap right now for moving forward into the next over the next few years, as to what we're going to be doing. I feel like uh, I'm more aware of what our customers want, and I'm more aware of where there's weaknesses and gaps we need to fill with product improvement and or partners, and or any kind of marketing and growth. So it was great overall to take a step back, and even though it took a lot of work up front, it's a lot of work to start asking all the right questions to really create that pain point in your mind where you're trying to sort it out, and then it kind of comes together after you unpack it all, and then pack it all back up again. Kind of like a behavioral health thing where they they have you go to therapists and they unpack everything, and then you all got to put you back together when you're all done. So I
Yeah,
think we're ready to move forward. So there was an element of unpacking we had to deal with in the process.
it's kind
That's
of like the
part of the growth.
military. It's kind of like
So
the military, right? You to break them down before you build them up, right?
that's right.
So let me ask you this: if anyone who's on the fence right now, maybe watching this, what would you say to them that because they're on the fence instead of actually taking action, working with this program or maybe something similar to this, what would you say to them?
Well, I'd say, either you're going to do something yourself, or you're going to have someone help you. And if you want, you might try getting a few people to try helping you. But the reality is, if you just stay where you're at and do nothing, you'll stay where you're at. Expecting doing the same thing from year to year and expecting different results is kind of the definition of insanity. So if you really want to figure out a way to grow and you want someone to help you, um, these guys would be a good resource if that's the route you want to go. But it's definitely worth a phone call to figure out if what your needs are is or could be filled by a company like Align Business Strategies. So, but yeah, don't you know put yourself out there, get out from underneath your rock, and figure out how you're going to grow your company. Because if you don't make the effort, a competitor will make an effort to grow their company, and you'll be on the sideline. So do something, whether it's Charbel or with Inline Business Strategies or something you want to tackle on your own. But whatever you do, give yourself a date to really look at yourself and say, okay, in the last 6 months or the last year, I chose to do it all myself. Well, it's a year later. did my results change? Did I actually do it, or did I just
Yeah.
sit on the sidelines for the year? Then that's your first signal that, yeah, you need help. You're not making the changes internally. Some people are do-it-yourselfers. They want to own it and they want to do everything, and that's okay as long as you make it a priority. But you gotta make it a priority either whether you're doing it or you're doing it with a partner. But uh, it's embrace change. Don't fear change, um, and you'll be better off for it in the long run.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to go over this with me because I really want to know more about what we did, how did we do, and then if there's anything else we can help you with. So I really appreciate your time, Lamont. Thank you.
You betcha. Thanks.
Absolutely. Take care.